Alright guys, once again here with Officer Dan.
Hello.
And yes, today we're going to be talking about a lot of things regarding this past 2 weeks, and also a really cool thing that happened today that'll be on April 7th. So let's go first with the Nintendo Direct that happened 2 weeks ago. There's some really cool games here that I really want to emphasize, but you go ahead first, Dan.
I was so surprised by this direct. They didn't talk about this at all. I mean, I follow them on their Twitter. Like, I don't feel like there's even an advance. This mini direct feel like it came out of nowhere.
They never announced it. Yeah, they never announced. They just like, hey, here you go.
Yeah, it just happened. People were waiting for a direct for so long, and it's just like, yep, there you go. It just came in out of nowhere, and I love, like, this was a direct like no other recent one for me, because there were so many games that I was happy about, and then I'm picking up right away. So I don't know how you want to go through with that. Are there games that stood out to you for this that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, the Star Wars games. I mean, there was just more than one Star Wars game. I mean,
that was the biggest thing.
Since I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, once I saw that Star Wars, was it the racing one that they're going to release later on?
Episode 1 Racer is coming.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they're bringing that back. Like, man, that was Lucas art right there, right?
There was Golden Era Lucas Arts just about, yeah.
Damn, man, like
towards the end of the Golden Era.
Yes.
Golden Era still. I played so much Episode 1 Racer. I have the Nintendo 64 cartridge, and I love that game so much.
Yeah.
I have a physical copy of the PC version, and I played and beat that game on just a keyboard.
On a keyboard?
It was just an added challenge for me. I don't know why I put up with that. I was just excited to have that on PC.
Wow.
So it was like I had already beaten it on 64. Enough time had passed that it was cool to dive into it again and torture myself with that. So I played the 64 version. I have played that PC version, and then I played the arcade version even, which has somehow even worse controls.
The most I mean, back in the days they just have the worst control. I mean, we got used to it, but right now we're just completely used to another type of controller. But yeah, man, so excited because I mean, like, they're just bringing it back because it's like, I know that Star Wars movies aren't doing that good.
Yeah.
But right now I see that even the latest new game of Star Wars, the
Fallen Order?
Yeah, Fallen Order.
It's an awesome game.
Yes. And that one just, people supported it. And look, it's freaking good. Right now we're going to have what's the other Star Wars game that they announced?
Well, man, that was the big thing for me. Because they announced a couple stuff where it's just like, oh man, I'm going to have to get that. That looks awesome. And we kind of knew this was in the future. But dude, it is hard for me to understate this. They announced that Star Wars Jedi Academy during this direct, and that it was available immediately after the direct.
Yes.
That is one of the only times when that's probably the only time so far they said this is available immediately, and I went and I bought it immediately. I cannot understate. There is no other game in my personal history of playing games that has the pedigree and history that Star Wars Jedi Academy has it. It's the first real online game that I played. It's what got me into modding games And it was what got me into making machinima films in the first place. And I played it for years. And there it was, like, gloriously re-released in 16:9 on Nintendo Switch. I love it enough that I have a rough draft of a script. I'm going to potentially make a video out of it if it turns out.
Can't wait, man. I mean, for a Star Wars fan, this is like glory. This is like, yes, reviving old games, but what if these guys make a remake about these games? I mean, like, I know LucasArts is no more, but we still, you know, these games still have a place in our heart, and developers know that. Developers, developers know that. Okay, if we make this a remake, just like we're basically remaking everything, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, let's just remake something like this. And dude, like, remakes today, I think they're getting more respect. Due to the fact that this Star Wars game, they still respect it today because how it was back in the day. Like right now, it's just still a wow thing. I just cannot imagine how good it will be as a remake.
Oh yeah, and at least the developers, Raven Software, in the case of Jedi Academy, they still exist today. Now, whether that's the whole entire original team that's still there, I really doubt it because a lot of time has passed.
Of course, yeah.
But Raven Software still exists, and they're still making stuff. I'm pretty darn sure.
No, basically, yeah. It's but it's tough to say. I mean, they can still make a new game, but yeah, people are dying for more Star Wars games. In this time and age when, I mean, we still have The Mandalorian, which it's a good series.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the movies aren't that great. I still like the movies, but they're not doing as good as, you know, the video games right now, and actually the series. So, I have to like give them that. So,
yeah, really, I mean, we talked about this a long time ago.
Oh yeah, dude.
There has
about the EA.
When they took it over, there has been so few Star Wars games. Period.
Yeah.
So few.
They just keep on messing it up and canceling them. That's what they've been doing lately. I mean, it's frustrating. So, moving on with other games and DLCs that are going to come out. Let's see. Looking here at the list, the mini list that they got here. I mean, the freaking Marvel First Family joins the Alliance in the Fantastic Four. I still don't have the game though. Marvel.
I watched some of it.
Yeah.
That's it. Huh?
But yeah, I mean, I still don't have the game. But I like the Fantastic Four, even though they have shitty movies.
I mean, it's their movies, you know.
Yeah.
You have other people to blame for that than the property itself.
Yeah. Let's see. Catherine Full Body. I mean, I was surprised that Nintendo actually releasing that there. But I mean,
their relationship with Atlas is better than ever.
Yeah, you know, it is.
With Joker showing up in Smash.
Yeah. So I
mean, even the 3DS has like a couple exclusive Persona games in the Persona Q Labyrinth.
Right. Yes. There's this Ninjala thing. I don't know if it's if it will cost something or is it like a free game. Not pretty sure.
I haven't looked into that. Looks a lot like Splatoon aesthetically.
Yeah, it is. But you hit people with giant sticks or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there. I haven't really looked into it. I kind of have intended to. It isn't directly like a first-party Nintendo game either. I don't think it's somebody
Right.
else.
Of course, the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass and all that. Pretty sure I'm going to buy it anyway, so looking forward to that. The tabletop classics, I really love how it looks. It's like, okay, it has so many board games in a digital. It's digital, but it's a board game.
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
mean,
them.
it's guaranteed to have the convenience of all those.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to just pop it in and play locally,
Right.
or however. I think just the convenience alone is going to do really well. Like I was saying earlier, Clubhouse games, that started on the Nintendo DS. I had the first one of those. It definitely didn't have as many games as this one has.
Indeed. Let's see what else. Xenoblade Chronicles. Still don't have that game. The previous one, so
Oh yeah, the HD remaster for Switch.
yes.
I totally want to get that.
And how did you actually felt about the Super Smash Brothers?
Oh my gosh, man, it was so underwhelming to announce a new character like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Masahiro Sakurai, like it was like an awesome reveal trailer, and then Sakurai's talking to us like not long after, most of the time, however, and talking about him.
Yeah.
We would have like those videos to look forward to where he'd just hang out with us.
Yeah, and
Well, he played the
explaining
game,
explaining the mechanics of the
Those are
character. Yeah.
Yeah, those were separate, but still, I can't help but think of that. It was underwhelming.
But once they actually choose which one is it, like they totally said it was one of the Splatoon ones. So
Arms.
yeah. So yeah, the ARMS, not Splatoon, sorry. So once they reveal that, maybe we're going to get a Sakurai video.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, cuz I mean they just mentioned ARMS character and that's it. And we don't know who it is. And
I'm kind of not surprised and surprised at the same time. There's already an ARMS assist trophy in Super Smash Bros.
yeah, exactly,
Ultimate.
exactly, yeah. I don't know how it will work. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I mean, they're the masters of crossovers, so I mean, they can manage.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, they totally figure it out. So yeah, I was waiting for someone else beside, not an ARMS character.
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone else, not an ARMS character. So I was like, okay, at least there's more to come. But yeah, it's
Just under the impression that ARMS just didn't sell like Nintendo expected it to, because that was
Yeah.
directly followed by here it is for free for a period of time.
yeah, the trial. I'm like, guys, yeah. I mean, ARMS is a really fun game, but it's not something that you will grind. It's, it's just okay. Just play with the friends, 4 players, 2v2, free for all. That's all you get. That's it. There's not much to it, so it's still a really fun game. But yeah, I mean, if they can make it better in Smash Brothers, maybe they can get a sequel from ARMS. But I doubt it. Do you think so?
Man, I kind of doubt it too. Like I said, I'm just under the impression it didn't do as well as they
Yeah.
thought, and maybe they think this is their way of like getting more attention to it, and maybe people will check it out more. I mean, because that game was supposed to get updates and stuff,
Yeah.
kind of like what Splatoon was supposed to, but it just completely fell by the wayside. I feel like.
Do you have the game?
I do have the game, and I never played it. I played like a ton during the test punch.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have a drive to go back. And that should say something because I'm a big Nintendo fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, okay, you got these fighting games on the Nintendo Switch, right? But the king of it is Smash Brothers. There's no doubt about it. And it's, ARMS is very easily replaceable with any other fighting game. It has its unique stuff, but yeah. I bought ARMS, but it wasn't special in the eShop. It was like at least $30.
Mm-hmm.
So I just bought it. I'm like, okay, at least it's low price. So I just.
Yeah, I mean that's as good a time as any.
Yeah. So yeah. So continuing, let's see what other games they released here. There's just a lot of stuff that they reveal here. There were
DDR mode and Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh yeah. I mean, kind of wants this game. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll buy the freaking Ring Fit. Like, now, it seems fun. Seems yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, there's nothing else here. There's a lot here to just discuss, but for today, which is one of the biggest news reveal in the whole planet, people are talking about it. People are excited at how the console will look because of the reveal of the PlayStation 5 controller.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, exactly. Out of nowhere again. Out of nowhere. And we get the DUAL SENSE, not DualShock 5, is
what
DUAL
the heck,
SENSE.
dude? DUAL SENSE. It's been DualShock since like the beginning of time.
Yes, and I think it has evolved to a dual sensor.
So I guess that's the main talking point. Like, first of all, I think this thing looks really cool.
Oh yeah, dude, it looks like a freaking spaceship.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I was playing Subnautica for a while. Kind of the technology in this game. It seems like it should be like a part in Subnautica somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, every time I see the name of DualSense, I always think about the Dead or Alive Extreme. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So this controller is black and white, and it has these neon light glowing things on what it was supposed to be the touching pad.
Yeah, it's like the touchpad's almost like 2 times bigger.
Yeah.
Which dude, it's like the touchpad. They like tried it for a really long time.
Yeah.
It eventually just turned into a big button.
Yeah, it is.
So here they are. It looks like the thing's bigger.
Yeah.
So to me, it almost seems like they're doubling down on that somehow.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Let's see. Maybe we're going to have more features on that pad besides the DualShock 4. I mean, it has more features than the DualShock 4. That's obvious. But with that D-pad, it's bigger.
Yeah.
But most of it, I think most first-party developers, Sony developers, are going to take advantage of this more than just the third party. So maybe the third party will gain more experience on this controller and do more features on it. Take advantage of the hardware and all that. But that is up to them, so.
Well, I think just looking at this front-facing image of it, the only thing that I feel like we could say for sure is we remember how Sony themselves not too long ago released that attachment for the DualShock 4s that allowed like the extra buttons.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
On the back. Whatever they called that thing again. that I've had no desire to pick up whatsoever. I think that's just, I saw that thing and it's just like, that's a thing that's going to be built into the PS5
Exactly,
controller. And
like
you're just letting us, you're like letting us get used to it now for whoever feels like
exactly.
it, I guess.
Yeah. I think nobody bought that thing, anyways.
I'm under the impression nobody bought that.
Yeah.
Thing.
So, at least it has a USB-C port. Finally, we have something futuristic here and something up to date, because I hate this micro USB shit. I hate it so much. Because it's like, okay, it's not entering this side, it needs to go to the others. Oh my god!
Yep.
Yeah, it frustrates me like a lot. At least with the USB-C, they said that they're going to at least increase the amount of battery duration. It's going to at least have more battery power, so at least 12 hours of gameplay. Maybe.
I see further down in the Twitter thread that, you know, we see this image at. Somebody remarks about how it's really breaking tradition from the others, because this thing is like looking a lot more like a 360 controller in some ways, you know? Like, it's, I'm just thinking around where the sticks are.
Yeah.
It's like straight across.
It has a mute button. It has a mic built in too. So, it's weird. I don't see a jack to plug in your headset there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if that little hole there, it's the, I think that's the mic, not the actual to plug in the headset.
I mean, expect more images in the near future.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how these things go.
Yeah. But damn, at least they have this transparent buttons thing. I love it.
Yeah.
What do you think about them?
Well, the buttons are what I like about it the most, I suppose. Like, I'm okay with the colors not being on the front of it. I like that it's all uniform. I'm a sucker for just black and white. But again, that breaks tradition again, because since the beginning, like the green triangle and, you know, the red circle and blue X and pink square.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it being all the same, and I just really love, in particular, like the LEDs just going around the touchpad in such a way that it has to stretch on top, because we do know that PSVR is going to be working.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
The PS5, and that has to be able to track in a similar way. So I imagine a similar kind of just, you know, light on the very top of this too.
Yes. They actually have the share button, which they renamed it also as a create button.
Oh, you zoom way in.
So yeah, it's I think the create button, I think they're going to, these are my thoughts, at least having you to edit freely on the PlayStation 5. This is going to be more like a YouTuber friendly type of console.
Yeah, and for streaming for sure.
And for streaming, yeah, exactly.
I was kind of predicting that, like, streaming is going to be taken to the next level, and that you'll probably be able to have overlays for your streams and ways to connect up alerts and stuff like that. Stuff that, you know, traditional streaming has had for a long time. It's going to get into the console. Heck, Sony themselves might even sell, like, different overlays in the PlayStation Store. I mean, they already charge 50 cents for an avatar picture, you know?
Right.
They could have that. They could have that stuff, like, built right into the store. I kind of predicted that. And straight up calling it a create button kind of, I don't know, forwards that assumption I have a little bit more. Just hearing it known as a creation button.
Right, right.
I don't see where you saw that. I just see like the little different lines.
Yeah, I just read the article. So the articles are
I was just looking at the picture.
Yeah, I'm also looking at the picture.
I could have
here.
read this.
Let's see. This freaking looks so cool, man. Like,
Oh dang! Yeah, there are different pictures in the article.
yeah.
Oh my gosh! I just said that there would be. I expected an LED light on top, and there isn't. It just looks like the LED wraps around the.
Yeah, it's out to the sides and.
Yeah. It just doesn't do it like DualShock 4 did. Huh.
Exactly.
Well. Man, I really thought I heard that PSVR is going to be, kind of backwards compatible working.
Which is good, and of course it's going to run a lot smoother and better. So
way better than the PlayStation 4 Pro did, I assume.
Yeah.
Because even then it didn't do a whole lot. Well, man, that makes me wonder how the tracking would work with PSVR for older games if it's going to be backwards compatible. You know?
Yeah. Let's see what else here. Yeah, they say it here. For the buttons, you'll notice there is no longer a share button, as we had it with the DualShock 4. Don't worry, it's not going away. In fact, we built upon the success of our industry first share button to bring you a new create button feature. With create, we're once again pioneering new ways for players to create epic gameplay content to share with the world.
Yep, that just makes me think more flexibility in streaming. That's what I hear. And it's the built-in editor doesn't have anywhere to go but up.
Exactly, yeah. So basically we'll be at least live streaming through Twitch and of course YouTube. Don't know if Mixer, because Mixer is something of Microsoft, but I mean, it just doesn't matter anyways. If they if they do that, they'll be like, damn.
They might allow flexibility to send to a custom server.
Yeah.
And where you just input the details yourself, and that could be a workaround to sending it to Mixer.
Exactly. I mean, the less
Who knows?
Yeah, the less I can use OBS, the better, you know. Yeah, dude, it's like right now, dude, it's very frustrating for me to just like go get a computer with enough horsepower to maintain OBS, because even OBS with a really hardcore PC, it just runs like shit. It doesn't matter. It's just the software is indeed bad, but it works. But when it wants to, that's the thing. So if the PlayStation 5 can bring me an overlay feature, the camera angling, those kinds of stuff, I'm okay with it. I don't have to go again with the OBS and all that, and like, nah, dude. Let's see.
Oh man, I don't know what. That's like the big question for me. Like, you go from shock to sense. Like, what does sense even mean?
Well, I think what I've been reading and hearing from other people is that I think if you're like, let's see, playing Gran Turismo 8 or whatever, it's Gran Turismo. If you're running into a mud, you actually feel that you're running into a mud.
So the Switch is HD rumble.
Yeah.
So just better rumble.
Yeah.
That's a
It's basically it. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, that could just be it.
Yeah.
Just better rumble motors.
Yes. So.
That would be sensing rumble.
Exactly. I mean, and with that Dead or Alive Extreme,
yes,
the better. You know. Yeah. I mean.
I don't know. Could be built in better gyro also.
Oh, that too. Yes. So yeah, there's people on Twitter like they're going crazy like putting colors, imitation colors and all that in the controller, and dude, it looks legit. I mean, like this controller
I like
can
the black
have.
mock-up that somebody made.
Yes. Also, there's a blue and red, of course, the traditional color from a controller.
Yeah.
But this
I also
controller
saw
can.
Strong Mad from Homestar Runner.
This controller can go with any color, dude. It's just amazing. I like the design, how they actually make this thing. Wow, it's just. Let's see, like, now let's talk about the colors. Traditionally, our base controllers have a single color. As you can see, we went a different direction this time around and decided on a two-tone design. Additionally, we changed the position of the light bar that will give it an extra pop. On DualShock 4, it is sat on the top of the corner, the controller, sorry. Now it sits at each side of the touchpad, giving it a slightly larger look and feel, which it looks great to me. It looks great.
Dude, you know, it's probably asking for too much, but if it also had the same kind of tracking technology that some of these VR controllers have now, that again would probably drive up the price quite a bit. But that could be something else that's built into this, if there's any kind of similar tracking.
Right.
That would be a benefit to the Sense name, and a little bit more exciting than just better rumble motors for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we still need to, because they're actually sending this to the development team. So now they're going to get the real thing, because when they were actually developing the game with the actual dev kit of the PlayStation 5, they just have some other controller. So at least they're going to get the real thing, and maybe they might have some more inspiration on making new games for this new console. So yeah, hype for this one. Love
Hard
the controller.
Hard to believe it's this year.
Yes, exactly. Like, through all the things that we're going through right now, I hope that this system looks neat. I don't think it's gonna look like the controller, but I have a feeling that it's going to look futuristic. Those are my thoughts on the PlayStation console design. So yeah, anything else you want to talk about this controller, Dan?
I think we about covered it. I guess I will hope for something more than just better rumble in it. I mean,
yes.
I just can't shake the fact, like, I don't feel like they gave up on VR. I mean, it's still well regarded as, like, one of the most comfortable headsets for people to wear on the market. And I don't feel like they want to give up on it. So
not at all.
I kind of hope that this controller is also of a benefit for VR too.
Indeed. Fully agree on that. Alright people, this will be it for today. Hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to favorite, comment, and subscribe. This has been Zyberpunky.
And this has been Officer Dan. Thank you for listening.
We'll see you guys later.